In this video, I'm going to describe 5 ways you can melt belly fat in as little as 1 week. I promise you, if you do these 5 things consistently, after just 7 days, you will start seeing some changes. For anyone who doesn't know, my name is Adrian McDonnell. I'm a full-time online health and fitness coach. I've run marathons, but on Ireland's #1 health and fitness podcast. I've also competed in bodybuilding and I've coached over 700 clients worldwide. And in this video, I want to help you lose some of that stubborn belly fat so you can look and feel more confident in yourself. Number 1 is by being in a calorie deficit. Now, everyone has different caloric needs based on your height, your age, your activity levels, and so on. But a general formula would be whatever your body weight is in pounds, multiply that by 10 to 12 and this is your daily calorie target. So for example, if you were 180 pounds times 10, that's 1800 calories per day. That could be a start point. You could also start higher, and if you're not losing weight after a week, you could just simply reduce your caloric intake until you do. Also as well, with being in a calorie deficit, yes, nutrition is the easiest way, but you can also increase your expenditure too. So for example, if you were in a 500, let's say, calorie deficit, you could just reduce your caloric intake by 500 calories, or you could increase your expenditure by 500 calories by walking for, say, an extra hour a day. Personally, my preference is that you reduce your food, but you also increase your expenditure. So if you increase your expenditure, it could be something like you reduce your calories, but you also walk an extra 30 minutes per day, and that's also how you can get into a calorie deficit. But regardless, whether you want to exercise more, whether you want to eat less or do a combination of both, the first thing is be in a calorie deficit, and bonus tip is whatever your body weight is in pounds, consume that amount of protein per day. How you balance out your fats and carbs in isn't as important, but calorie deficit, high protein, and that's key number 1 to losing the belly fat. Number 2 is strength training. So muscle burns more calories at rest than fat. So therefore, the more muscle you have, the more calories you will burn while watching Netflix while going to sleep at night. Now, a lot of people, they focus on burning calories with their training as opposed to actually getting stronger. And this was a mistake one of our clients, Paul, made. 60 years young, he'd never lifted weights at all in his life. Inside his first 3 months of working with us, he lost over 7 kilos despite reducing his cardio and increasing his strength training. Now, in terms of like what's the best workout split, it genuinely depends on how many times you're able to train a week. For beginners, we usually recommend 3 full body workouts a week. The more advanced you become, you might increase from 3 to 4. That could be something like following a 4-day week, upper lower split. Personally speaking, at this stage of my career, I prefer following a push-pull leg split. But again, everyone is different. But regardless, make strength training your main course and cardio your appetizer. And that's the second way you can lose some belly fat. Number 3 is increase your step count. So a mistake I made in the past was just focus on how many calories I would burn inside my workout. And then for the rest of the day, I'll be completely inactive. I did this up until probably my first photo shoot. And then when I did my second photo shoot, the only thing I changed was I increased my step count. My training stayed the same, my nutrition was the same, and I built my leanest ever physique. So if you're looking to lose body fat, did you know that walking 1,000 steps can burn anywhere from 30 to 50 calories? So let's just say, for example, at the moment you're only walking 5,000 steps per day. If you increase that to 8,000 steps per day, you can burn up to 150 extra calories. Spread out over the course of a week, that is over 1,000 extra calories you burn from just walking. Now, the thing I like most about walking for fat loss is that it's not very taxing. Like if you walk 10,000 steps per day, you're not going to be drained. You're not going to be like shattered the next morning getting up. Whereas if you go for a 30-minute run, I'm not against running, I'm not anti-cardio, but if you go for a 30-minute run, you're going to be tired, you're probably going to overeat as a result of the excess stress and strain running can put in the body. So what I would recommend is to definitely increase your step count to make sure you're burning more calories throughout the day. Number 4 is sleep and stress management. So when your cortisol, which is your stress hormone, is too high, that can promote the storage of visceral fat, which is that deep stubborn fat that sits at the bottom of your belly. So one of the best ways I think to literally reduce your stress is just focus on getting good quality sleep. This is why for a client, we recommend something what we call your 10-2-1-0 rule. This means 10 hours before bed, cut caffeine. Now I know you like your coffee, I like my coffee too. The problem is caffeine is a half-life of 5 to 6 hours, meaning if you have a cup of coffee at midday, it mightn't be out of your system till midnight. Then 2 hours before bed, try to stop eating and drinking so your body has a chance to actually digest your food. 1 hour before bed, stop working and ideally reduce or eliminate electronics. And then the 0 is 0 snooze buttons the following morning. Always start your day off with a win. Every time you hit the snooze, you're breaking the promise to yourself. And number 5 is hydrate. Drink 30 to 50 milliliters of water per kilo of body weight. How often do we mistake just being hungry or being dehydrated? So for every meal you have, before you actually eat it, drink at least 1 glass of water. And if you do these 5 things, if you're in a calorie deficit, you're strength training, you're walking more, you're reducing your stress, and you're drinking more water, I promise you, you will lose the belly fat. And they are the 5 ways that you're going to shift belly fat. So get into a calorie deficit, strength train, walk more, reduce your stress, and drink more water. If you do those 5 things consistently, I promise you, you will start losing some of that stubborn belly fat. Now I understand they're quite general tips. If you want something more specific to you, I'll post a link to my online application form in the bio. If you want to learn how we can potentially help you lose anywhere from 6 to 10% of your body weight in your first 90 days, schedule a free consultation call and we can see you for a good fit. Regardless, hope you found this video helpful and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out.